Well, it's Tuesday.
Is that what day it is?
It is Tuesday.
Okay, if you say so.
I am saying so.
All right, then it's true.
I think it, independent of me, even if
This goes even beyond you as a
me,
pastor.
it is,
this is Tuesday.
It is Tuesday,
All right.
whether I like it or not, whether it's the truth or not, or anything like that. So,
Happy Tuesday.
happy Tuesday. So, what did you do yesterday?
So I was home and I had to trim a palm tree. And
A tall one or one that's near the ground?
it was taller than some, but not the tallest palm tree you'll see there.
Okay.
But it did take me jimmying up a palm tree with a reciprocating saw for a fair ways. And that was an adventure. Yeah.
Can you please put your hands in the air where we can see them?
Yeah.
So you do
I
have
don't know,
all your limbs
you
and
can
all your
kinda
digits.
see the, yeah.
I just wanted to see if you, I wasn't curious. I was just
Yeah.
wanting to know if you had all your fingers. That's,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, scraped up a little bit.
I believe that.
But I'm still...
Is that your first time?
Well, so before I could, the tree was low enough. You could just cut the limbs off. And then the neighbors had a pine tree. And when are you not climbing your neighbor's pine tree?
Right.
While you're up there, you can always just, hock off a few branches
Because
too.
they're over on your...
Yeah.
They're
it always works out.
They're encroaching on your airspace.
Mm-hmm. And then, but then the neighbors took out the pine tree. So this was the first time I had to create myself a little climber's rig.
Wow.
And jimmy on up the palm tree.
That sounds like an insurance claim.
I know. I looked at it for a while and thought, should I do this?
The answer is no. The answer
Probably
is no.
not, right?
No.
But then I was like, you know what? Sometimes the more you look at it, you're like, I think I can do this.
Of
I
course.
think I can do this. And then you see that, and then you just, I'll give it a try.
And how did you have a battery-powered reciprocating?
Yeah, I did.
saw?
Yeah.
You should really buy the palm cutter that
Yeah.
they make.
Yeah.
So you don't have to climb as high. It's up on a pole.
A pole would not reach. I had to go higher than that.
Got it.
Yeah.
But holding power tools while climbing a tree just...
So I put it in a Trader Joe's bag, and I clipped it to my belt, and then I climbed up, just like the pros do it.
This is like hobo tree cutting 101 right here.
I know.
It's
I was looking at that, I was like,
I wish we
No,
would have gotten this on video.
oh, my wife got a picture.
Oh, that's good, because
Yes.
I would point out all the things you should not have been doing,
Yeah.
including climbing the tree with power tools.
I know. And it's just, I convinced myself not to do it a couple of times.
Okay, so the next
Yeah.
time this comes up, convince yourself not to do it
I think
and
that's,
call a professional.
I think that's probably right.
It's probably worth $100 to have somebody come.
Well, see, if we did it when our neighbors did it, it'd probably only be about 50.
See?
Because they said, oh, you could just tag along and do it with
See,
us.
yeah, right. But
Yeah.
now they got rid of their trees.
Well, this is the other neighbors
other
on the
neighbor.
other side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the other neighbor. I think you should pool resources.
Yeah.
I think
you're
that
right.
would be a smarter...
But I know I can do it now, and that was my main thing. Yeah. When I just know I can, it's got to be doable.
Next thing I'm going to hear is you, because of the government shutdown, that you have now gone over to Yosemite to base climb El Capitan because no one's there to supervise you.
Yeah, they're doing that now, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. you
Yeah.
know? So don't do that either, okay?
No, I think you got to be careful with that.
Oh,
It's not
with
like
that.
climbing
it's
a
not
palm
like
tree.
power tools and climbing a tree.
No.
Which just reminds me, off camera, Philip, I hope you've heard what not to do in maintaining your yard, okay? Okay, well, we all need to end this, okay? We need to make a little pact. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Be over that now.
You want to know what I did yesterday?
Well, I was going to ask,
I
what did you
stayed
do
on the
yesterday?
ground,
Yeah?
and I used a bunch of Roundup to kill stuff poking up through the gravel. On the ground.
Okay.
Both feet.
Yeah.
And a battery-operated sprayer.
Yeah.
That was
Does
it.
the spray get everywhere?
No,
Or
I
just-
was
just
very,
only
very,
on the weeds?
very targeted.
Very targeted.
All that rain we got had
Yeah.
actually caused things to
Yeah.
grow.
It causes, rain causes them to grow.
Even through the mesh, even through the gravel.
I know.
And so, no tree climbing.
No.
Just spraying some Roundup.
Mm-hmm.
That you should do that. Spray Roundup on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
I need a little bit of that too. I go out and pick some weeds every once in a while.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a week to see how much it dries out, and then if I can pull after that. But
Pull
I wanted
after
to,
that. Mm-hmm.
You know, we're in the new house now.
I do know that.
Owned by somebody else because it's a rental.
It's a rental, okay.
But I'm in charge of, it's very clear in the lease, landscaping is up to me. I can't call them and say, you need to come get weeds out of your yard. That does not work.
Yes.
So I was
You can't call them for tree trimming either?
That's all me. So Roundup it was and did that. And also, you know, the garage has like those lights on either side of the garage. You know how most garages have like a sconce on either side?
Yeah.
Well, I only had one of the two sconces working. So I wrestled one of those apart yesterday too and changed the light bulbs.
Project day.
Yep. And then I whether it was permissible or not, I hung my Edison lights that I used to have on my patio because I owned my patio.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And I took them down because they were coming with me. I rehung my Edison lights. I used some heavy-duty staples to nail, pound them into across the top of the opening, the patio door. Like I had just enough of a string to put across the top of the patio door, and got them on my timer again. I keep them on a timer because I don't want to go out there and turn them on and turn them off. That's way too much work.
Yeah.
Way too much work. 5:30 p.m., 9 p.m. They go on, they go off. I don't have to think about them.
Right.
Now my patio has beautiful lighting.
That's nice.
It is nice.
Yes, because we're heading into a season
of darkness.
Of darkness.
Yes.
Isn't Time Change, you said, was coming up.
It is coming up Saturday night to Sunday morning. Now, it doesn't affect people who use their cell phones for all things because it just doesn't.
Or if you go to worship on Saturday night.
Still doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter to you either. You have plenty of time to figure out what happens.
However, if you have one of those old janky digital clocks where the minutes like flip down.
Over? Yeah.
Which I had as a kid. Then you need to move your clock back an hour, fall back. Also, if you use your microwave oven or your VCR.
I don't know too many people who use their microwave oven or VCR as an alarm.
No, but you might wake up and think it's an hour
you got to be
later
careful
than it really
this weekend.
That's right.
Yeah.
If you're going to record stuff on your VCR.
Yeah.
Does anybody even own a VCR?
I do not.
I do not either. You do? Well, Eric, 1 out of 5 in here. So 20% of the population
still owns a VCR.
That was my scientific study.
That's a statistical analysis.
There. Statistical analysis. I extrapolated that this room is a...
Well, let's keep it to America then. 20% of Americans.
America owns a VCR based on my scientific modeling.
Survey.
Right here. So I use my phone for my alarm, so it should just automatically...
It does. You can trust it.
Yep. The only... I'll have to adjust the microwave clock.
I will have to change my microwave too.
And
I don't have a fancy self-changing microwave.
My Christmas gift from 6 years ago, I have to change that.
What would that be? The red shoes?
Philip Fortenberry gave me a clock 6 years ago.
Oh, did he?
He did, for Christmas.
Well, how
Remember
about
that? Yeah. I still use it. I didn't even know you. You didn't even know me. You were like, he drew me in the office Christmas exchange.
Yeah.
And so he, without really knowing me, because I showed up, he went to China. Remember that?
That's right.
I showed up, he goes to China.
Right.
And then like also the head of our tech team, he took Eric with him.
He took Eric with him.
Yeah.
That's right. That was right as you arrived.
Right. The new guy's coming. Let's leave the continent. Not even the state. Let's leave the continent, right? So, by the time he gets back, we have to actually get to know each other. Patient zero over here.
That's right.
You remember what happened
That's
6 months later? Well, patient zero comes back from China, And he's like, I don't know what to get the new guy. I'll get him a clock.
You do look like a kind of a clock guy.
So
Yeah.
I have this nice wood clock on a pedestal. It came on a pedestal. And every 6-8 months, whatever it is, I open up the back and either fall back or spring forward.
Okay.
And yeah, so.
Well, how about that?
And it's still running, Philip, which is pretty amazing.
That's great.
That is amazing.
Right?
That's great.
I mean, it has like a little AAA or a AA battery in the back, and that's it. And it's still going. So.
How about
yeah.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
So, anyways, I was project day yesterday for me.
Yes. That's what it sounds like.
But a much more. The other thing I did. I finally bought one of. I don't know if you've ever been in Home Depot or Lowe's, and near the front of the store somewhere are those like massive tool chests, like on wheels.
Yeah.
You ever seen those?
Oh yeah.
And some are really big and some are more reasonably sized. Well, I bought a small one.
A small one, but on wheels.
But on wheels. Has a nice laminated wood top.
Okay.
Because
Did it fit in your vehicle?
it did not. I had to get help.
Okay.
I knew that, though. I knew
Yeah.
that. So 2 weeks ago, I got one. One of our church members said, call me when you need to bring something home. I did. Bring it home. Yesterday, I finally put everything I have into that tool chest.
Okay.
You know, I had things in a toolbox. I had things in a tub. I had things in kitchen
I kind of
drawers.
yeah,
You know what I'm talking about?
No, I've got yes, exactly.
Yeah, you know. So
yeah,
I was like, let's just be done with this thing.
that
So-
would be kind of nice. Yeah, have all the tools in the.
And when I
Yeah.
bought it, I didn't realize at the time, this is the coolest part of this thing, is it has those like expensive non-slamming drawers. Like people who own nice homes have those drawers when you push them shut.
They
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this tool chest is nicer than my kitchen because it has the nice little non-slamming doors.
Yeah.
Right. And it has a built-in power strip thing on the side. So I don't have it placed where I can plug it in yet. But once I do that, then I also can plug things in on the side, not have to look for outlets and all that for like if I'm going to, saw something or use my, electric hammer.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of
When
stuff.
don't you want to use the electric hammer?
Right.
Yeah.
So this thing's pretty neat. So
That is pretty neat.
don't have it placed yet, but I got everything in it. So
But everything's in it.
Yeah. So
And it's on wheels, so it's
I can move it
forever
anywhere.
yeah.
Yeah.
Move it wherever you want.
when I need to do a project, I can just wheel it around the house.
Yes, you should.
Except that there's a foot, 6 to 8 inches of step up between the garage and the house. So actually trying to lift that into the house would be a really bad thing. So
I can imagine that
it's going to
too.
stay in the garage. I'm
Yeah.
not going to build a ramp.
I can imagine that for most people they don't want it in the house.
No. I think I would be the only one. I would probably, if I did, I'd probably be made to eat at that tool chest. That would be my dinner table from then on out. All the normal people eat at the dinner table, but you get to eat at the tool chest, right? So.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was project day, and I feel like, believe it or not, I feel like this is the first normal day off I've had
In a while.
about 8 weeks, maybe since
Yeah.
the move, where I didn't have a list of one-time things to do, or I'm still dealing with the move, or I'm still dealing with doctor's appointments, or I'm still
Yeah, you're still not quite normal. The way it was is never coming
No,
back. You're
that
kind
normal.
of in a
New
new
normal.
place. Yeah.
But it was just I could work at my own pace and do the things that I know are on my list. I
Yeah.
mean, it's my list. But it wasn't oh, you gotta get this done. I'm I got knock some things off. So,
Right.
oh, I even built some bar stools.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I have
That's
this
great.
breakfast bar. And I had these stools that one of our employees, previous employee, retired, Beth. Remember Beth? Beth had these stools, and she offered them to me. And I have this breakfast bar. And I was like, this will be great, right? So she offered them to me when I was still living in the condo. I said, they're too low for my counter. So 6 months later, I texted her. I'm like, do you still have those bar stools that you offered me? She said, yeah. I said, can I still have them?
Really?
And she said,
That's
yeah,
great.
come on over. So went over to Beth and Joe's house, got these bar stools, and the only issue is I had to put them together.
Okay. But you put them together.
I put 3 of the 4 together. I got 1 more to go.
Okay.
So I made some bar stools this yesterday too. So
put them together.
yeah,
Very good.
that's quite a day,
It is quite a day.
especially when we came out of Reformation Sunday. And this is the one week of the year where you have 2 major church holidays back to back. You know, other things you kind of ease into holidays.
Yeah, Christmas and Easter have a lot of
getting ready.
They very different special days back to back, kind of like that. But I mean, it's all gearing up for a moment. And
That's right.
It's
Gearing
building. Up. Yeah, this was just it's
2 separate?
very separate. They're not related necessarily. Yeah. It's just 2 separate, very big
holidays.
Days.
So Reformation Sunday, we remember some of the Protestant Reformation, but also the Holy Spirit working through the history and working through us. So we kind of reflected on that. And then next Sunday is All Saints Sunday, which the Christian Church has been really officially recognized that as a holiday for about 1,000 years now. So we will,
it has.
We will remember those folks who have gone before us in this past year who are church members. But we had just I don't know if you worshiped in person or online or you missed it, but it was just an amazing morning at church. You know, great music. You know, the choir sang some beautiful numbers.
Yeah,
we had,
an amazing day in worship is what you say. Yeah,
right. But we wanted to pick a couple of songs from the weekend, but the first one we're going to listen to today is one that our praise team did right before the sermon at 9:30 and 11, and it's a great reminder for us to be a people of worship and a people of praise. So with that, let's take a listen, and we'll talk about it when we come back.
Let us remember to praise the good times and the bad, on the mountaintops and in the valleys.
I'll praise in the valley, praise on the mountain. I'll praise when I'm sure, and praise when I'm doubting. I'll praise when I'm numbered, and praise when surrounded. 'Cause praise is the waters my enemies drowning. As long as I'm breathing, I've got a reason to praise the Lord, oh my soul. Praise the Lord, oh my soul. I'll praise when I feel it, and praise when I don't. I'll praise 'cause I know you're still in control. My praise is a weapon, it's more than a sound. My praise is the shout that reached Jericho down. As long as I'm breathing, I've got a reason to praise the Lord, oh my soul. Praise the Lord, oh my soul. Oh, I won't be quiet, my God is alive. How can I keep it inside? Praise the Lord, oh my soul. Praise, won't you praise? Praise 'cause you're sovereign, praise 'cause you reign, praise 'cause you rose and defeated the grave. I'll praise 'cause you're faithful, praise 'cause you're true, praise 'cause there's nobody greater
sing it
than
together.
you. I'll praise 'cause you're sovereign, praise 'cause you reign, praise 'cause you rose
about that?
It's a great song.
Wow.
2023.
2023
So
song.
it's not that old of a song, a couple years old, by a group or a collective known Elevation Worship. And a group of those folks wrote that song. And it should be no surprise to you that it hit #1 on the U.S. Christian song chart. You know, so
I mean, the lyrics are wonderful. The song is wonderful, and I love the way Ashley and the band and everybody, just the praise team sang.
And it was also great to have Robbie back. You know, he'd been in Australia for the past month.
Yes, he had.
He was still helping us plan worship from down under.
Yes.
And so he was still, I probably talked to him twice a week or more, actually.
Yeah. Even though the time change gets pretty real.
Well, it was more like he would text sometime at the middle of the night, and then sometime in the morning I would respond to it, and so on and so forth. But, he was still getting things lined up for us. But,
yeah, he was.
But great to have him back home. And, when we were laying out, we started talking about this service back in September, I think it was, all the different bits and pieces, and the fact that we were going to do a combined service of both 9:30 and 11, versus, just kind of separate. And so that takes a little bit extra coordination, a little bit extra time for us to get all those bits and pieces working together, and then extra practice when you bring in a brass section. You don't just show up on Sunday morning and do that stuff. Like it takes a little bit extra work. But this understanding of praise, and I love the part. I guess it would almost be the bridge, where the proclamations: "I'll praise because you're sovereign. I'll praise because you reign. I praise because you rose and defeated the grave. I'll praise you because you're faithful. Praise because you're true. Praise because there's nobody greater than you." And I really like that idea of, I'm going to praise you because you are sovereign, which, my translation to that, my version of that is you're large and in charge.
Yeah, you're the
right?
king.
You're the king. You're it. And so I'm going to praise you just because of who you are. And I really like that. Now, the song itself really opens, in some ways, from Psalm 150. And if you haven't ever read Psalm 150, it's actually a fairly short psalm, but it feels like this song, where it just keeps saying, I'm going to praise you. Let everything that has breath praise the Lord. I'm going to praise you in the temple. I'm going to praise you outside. It's kind of like this song in a lot of ways. It reflects that. But I picked some other verses, and when I was thinking about this song, the first thing that popped into my head was Palm Sunday. And the Palm Sunday moment is, Jesus is coming to Jerusalem. He knows he's going to die. And he's coming to Jerusalem for that very reason. And it's also Passover, the Old Testament covenant of Passover. And as he's coming into Jerusalem, people start praising him.
Right.
And singing praises to the king from the Halal Psalms. So it's something they already had committed to memory. Jesus comes in, and it says, people say, "Blessed is the king who comes in the name of the Lord," once again from the Psalms. Peace in heaven and glory on earth, Hosanna in the highest, Hosanna meaning God save us. Now, at this point, because they're near Jerusalem, the religious authorities, Pharisees, they hear this. They're not pleased. They see this as a threat to them. They see this as a threat to the status quo. Even if they didn't like Roman occupation, they still didn't want somebody coming and causing some sort of political upheaval with the Romans, especially on a holiday, right?
That's right.
So they say to the Jesus, they're like, "Teacher, rebuke your disciples." In other words, tell them to knock off this praising you as king. Blessed is the king who comes. And it's like, just tell them to knock it off. And Jesus replies to them, and I like this. He says, "If they keep quiet, even the stones would cry out."
Yeah.
I mean, that is that reminder that all of creation praises, recognizes the author of creation, or the king of creation, the one who created it all, They recognize it. So if the people don't, all of creation will cry out
Right.
to the King.
Right, and it's something the people can see, and it just shows what those who have chosen to close their eyes to the greater good. Worshiping is what is the greater good out there, but oh no, it interferes with a little bit of my self-interest, and all I can see my self-interest in that narrow vision of that.
Yeah.
They can't open their eyes to that experience of worship.
That's exactly right. And you think about that, that whole idea of self-interest. Think about the things that get pushed away from you when you worship, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't normally think about it in this way, but in the moment of worshiping God, you're pushing out worry, anxiety, even inviting Christ in to participate or share with or walk with you if you're experiencing sadness. Is that worship somehow purges you, even if it's temporarily, of some of the hardest things that you're walking around with.
Yeah.
Guilt and shame and anger and regret and all sorts of things. When you get your mind off of yourself and out of your bubble and your self-interest, all of a sudden it helps clear your heart and your mind of things that actually aren't all that helpful for you.
Right.
Yeah.
In fact, all of creation is moving somewhere greater and more wonderful if we can just open our eyes and jump aboard, right?
Yeah, right. And don't make it about yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that's part of that Christian walk, is somehow becoming more selfless. In other words, not always thinking about yourself. And thinking about that greater good, which really comes from the divine. Because the divine, our Creator, is always thinking about the greater good for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that means how we live in unity, I mean, the Psalms say, how good and pleasant it is when we dwell in unity. And that doesn't seem to be something we're really working at these days in a larger sense. And so, worshiping more actually helps us purge ourselves of the worst things. Even if it's only a little bit at a time, it's still worth doing.
Yes, it is.
And we shouldn't leave. I mean, according to Jesus, if they keep quiet, the stones will cry out. It would be actually a shame if the rocks had to worship because we didn't. Think about it that way.
You think about it that way.
How embarrassing would that be? Is that creation can praise the one, but we can't, or we won't, or whatever. So,
I'm too afraid of shaking the boat, like the leaders at that time. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's open our hearts and see the kinds of things you can purge from yourself when you worship. Now, here's another little encouragement from the author of Hebrews. On Sunday we dealt with Hebrews 11, that chapter of faith. Now, we only dealt with Noah, but a couple of chapters later in chapter 13, here's a little encouragement for you.
So it says, beginning in verse 15, "Through Jesus, therefore, let us continually offer to God a sacrifice of praise, the fruit of lips that confess his name, and do not forget to do good and to share with others, for with such sacrifices God is pleased."
So there's this encouragement to offer up a sacrifice of praise. Now, that may seem like a weird turn of phrase, but if you locate this in the first century to the earliest Christians who were also or previously Jewish, that they were offering different sacrifices until they came to know Christ. So they were offering, they were going to the temple and offering animals as prescribed by the Jewish law because they were Jewish, and the temple sacrifice system required a whole bunch of different sacrifices.
As were the other cultures, the other nearby nations and stuff. They were all offering their own
that kind of stuff too.
animal sacrifices, right?
And so in this case, now that some of these Jewish Christians have moved from practicing Judaism to following Christ only, it makes sense for the author to say, offer a sacrifice of praise. And the subtext is no more animals, no more doves, no more oxen.
Because what does God really want? I mean,
Yeah.
the Old Testament says this too, even in the time of sacrifice.
God
Like,
wants
what
our
does God
heart.
want? God,
Yeah.
praise is giving our hearts.
Giving our hearts. And everything else can be formulaic or, almost like checking things off a list. Gave my 2 turtle doves, a partridge in a pear tree. There's my sacrifice. I checked the boxes. Now I get to go home. Where when you give your heart, you can't mail that in. You can't mail that in.
Yeah.
God knows you're either doing it or you're not doing it. You cannot, you can't pretend with that stuff. So this encouragement to open your heart, surrender your heart, give your heart is a sign of an act of worship. It is a sign of a sacrifice. In other words, you're sacrificing your own will on the altar of God's love and giving all of yourself. And then he goes on to say, it's like, and beyond that, also the fruit of being able to confess the name that is above every name, Jesus, right? And when you're doing that and you're saying, hey, Jesus is Lord, you should confess that with your lips, Jesus is Lord, then be sure to share that with other people. You don't keep it to yourself. Don't be in the secret service of God's army here. Be able to share that somebody that needs to hear it, that God loves them. And listen to this. For with such sacrifices, not animals, your heart, the things you say, God is pleased. That's wonderful. You feel like, oh, how do I know if God's so happy? Well, do you worship on a regular basis and open your heart? Do you say Jesus is Lord? Do you acknowledge that lordship? And do you share it with others? We clam up when we get out in public, but, maybe we need to stretch ourselves a little bit to share the reason for the hope that we have, Peter, and doing it with gentleness and respect. But I want to leave you today with something from Psalms, not Psalm 150 that I talked about earlier, but Psalm 9. Listen to this. I will praise you, O Lord, with all my heart. So we're back to the praise piece again.
Yep.
But here's the other one. I will tell of all your wonders. I will be glad and rejoice in you. I will sing praise to your name, O Most High. I will tell of all your wonders. When was the last time you made a list mentally or on your phone or a piece of paper and you listed all the wonders, the blessings of things that God has done in your life?
There is so much research that says this is what we should do. We should take time.
Yeah.
You should actually write it down.
Yeah.
And it's notoriously not done.
It's notoriously not done. I mean, sure, you could say, oh, the wonders of God. Oh, God parted the Red Sea, and then God gave the 10 Commandments, and then, God gave, the land, to his, you could list biblical
But then it took me
wonders.
5 extra minutes to get home because of traffic.
Yeah, right. And then, and I had to honk my horn and give somebody a gesture, right? Or instead of talking about wonders that don't necessarily directly affect your life, what if you listed the wonders of God that have changed your life and wrote those down? See, if you wrote them down, guess what? You own them. And then secondly, you're more apt to talk about them now that you've named them, you've put them in print or on your computer or on your phone or what. Once you've written them down, then you're going to talk about them. So share those wonders, but take the time to write them out. Just
I agree.
makes you more grateful.
And we're heading into that season too. So I mean,
Season
we're
of gratitude.
one busy season into another. But why not really appreciate, live into this season
That all of God has done.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So we're glad that you joined us today, and I'm hoping that by Thursday Pastor Brian's arms will have healed more
They'll
completely.
be healed up perfect.
Because I'm
ready to-
I'm still fighting this thing over here.
Yeah,
Still fighting. I
it
had oral
is.
surgery a week ago tomorrow, and I'm still hurting.
Maybe it's just the Holy Spirit
Yeah.
speaking to you.
convicting me.
Yes.
Yes, maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
We'll find out if the pain subsides, right? Anyways,
It looks like you're getting there.
we're getting there. We hope you do well today. We hope you have a great rest of your day. God bless you. We love you, and we'll see you on Thursday. And with that, Philip, will you play us out?